morning, everyone. My name is Jay Farr. I'm one of your instructors that you're going to be working with this year as we go through Stewardship of Public Assets and Human Resources in 60/50. I try to do a weekly intro that's just a couple minutes long to give you sort of a sense of what's coming up for the next week. And so for the first week, I think it's just important that we're going to start laying the foundations of this course. Two major things to look at. So this week we're talking about budgeting and human resources. And I think it's important as we go through this course, the idea is for you to start to understand the relationship between the two. That there is a critical connection between who you hire and how you hire as it relates to your long-term strategic plan and your hiring initiatives to meet the objectives of your agency. So the first book we're going to have, and I'm going to read this so I'm sure about it, we're going to have Public Budgeting by Lee Johnson and Joyce, chapters 1 and 2, which walk through some of the fundamentals of public budgeting. Mostly, why does it matter so much? And I think the most important takeaway as we work through this week is public budgeting, unlike private sector budgeting, is you are using citizen taxpayer money. It's not about profit. It's about using the funds that come in through taxpayer money as effectively and efficiently as possible. And we'll talk as we go through the course about how important it is that you have a very clear plan that aligns with the public aspirations of your political entities, things of that nature, so that you maximize the opportunity of getting the fundings. The second one is Human Resource Management in Public Sector by Berman and Bowman, West and Van Wert. This time we're going to spend all of our time is really going to be talking about HR and how HR plays into your day-to-day, how we hire, how we assess, how we discipline, all the things that come in with HR and how they're related to this. So I have my notes. We'll look at the evolving nature of public sector employment and the tensions between efficiency and fairness. And I think it's a fair way to look at that. The other thing that we're going to look at this week is you have an assignment due that is on your creating a mission statement. And when you do this, I really want you to look deep into the idea of a mission statement, because I'm going to look at that throughout the remainder of the course. I think it's going to ask you to look at some comparatives, others, and for you to draft a mission statement for the agency you're going to create. But think about this. We'll always go back to that mission statement as sort of the foundation of where you're going to go in creating your agency, what drives the selection process, what drives your needs, and hiring people that meet the objectives to what your mission statement says as part of that long-term strategic or 5-year plan and things of that nature. So, like I said, this week is nothing more than getting you introduced to the course. We'll talk a little bit about the course design, how it's laid out, and some objectives for that. And then we'll get down into some of the particulars of the expectations over the week. So you'll get one of these each week from me that are really designed nothing more to be a little bit less formal and a little bit informal, and to give you some idea of, as assignments come up, what we're looking for. So this week, like I said, it's pretty straightforward. You've got a couple reading assignments to do. You have a couple selective readings to do, and your only assignment for the week is going to be the mission statement and creating that. And it's sort of a unique week because we start this semester and then the second week is spring break for the university. So actually you start off with a little bit of a break. So anyway, I look forward to seeing all of you on Tuesday, and take care.